We don't fear God. What we fear is the code. Give me Proverbs 21 and 5. Go ahead.
Hey, let me get 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 10. Real. You been to court? When that white man came out and said, all stand, what did you do when you stood up? After you had a hat on, what would you do? Keep it real, bro. Keep it real. Come on. You take it off, right? You take it off, right? That same person that you give reverence to, that's the same person that stripped your land and so on and so forth. But you take it out without hesitation, right? Watch this. Because you have to, right? Watch this. 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 10. And I'm going to give it back to him. Read this.
2 Corinthians chapter 5 and verse 10. For we must all appear before the judgment seat of Christ.
Why is it a judgment seat in front of Christ? Why is it a judgment seat in front of Christ? Why is it a judgment seat in front of Christ? Because Christ is the ultimate judge. We give reverence to a fake judge, and Christ is the ultimate judge, and he tell you to take your hat off. The ultimate judge that got the power to judge your soul.
That's right.
Guess what? You dishonor him, he might just throw a cut. You dishonor the fake judge, he might give you an extra month. You dishonor the real judge, you're going to die eternally.
That's right.
Read it again.
For we must all appear before the judgment seat of Christ, that everyone may receive the things done in his body.
You're going to receive the things that's done, meaning that this day is accounted for. Read.
According to that he had done.
According to that he have done.
Whether it be good.
Whether it be what?
Good.
It's a good thing to respect Christ.
Or bad.
Or if it's bad, you want to dishonor Christ and don't take your hat. Because that was your question, right? How would you be able to tell a person if he's good or if he's bad? Guess what? Is it a good thing to respect Christ? What you going to do? You going to be a good person or you going to be a bad person? Here you go, bro.
Give me Isaiah 33 and 22, right? Because we use the analogy of the court system, right? And when the judge says, all right, now you got to keep it off until you walk away and leave. You see what I'm saying? So we use the court system. We use the court system as an analogy, as an example, right? And the judge says, all rise, take off your hats in the house, right? In the courtroom. So let's see what God said. Read.
Isaiah chapter 33 and verse 22. For the Lord is our judge.
What the Bible say?
The Lord is our judge.
So who's our judge? The Lord. So the Lord said, remove your hats when you're in the midst of my prophecy. Right? Because guess what? Give me Ecclesiastes 5 and 1. Because y'all might think we out here in Fruitvale under the bark thing and everything. We just out here in the street, right? But where the scripture says where one or two are gathered, there I am. Right? So let's see where we at right now. Ecclesiastes 5 and 1. Because it's very important for you to know right now, y'all in the midst of prophecy, y'all are talking to the prophets of God. Y'all talking to Jeremiah, to Moses, to Isaiah, to Ezekiel, to Daniel. Y'all just don't know it because we look like regular men.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? We look like niggas. But we are the prophets back on earth. And the same thing we're doing, the prophets did the same exact thing. Watch this.
Ecclesiastes chapter 5 and verse 1. Keep thy foot when thou goest to the house of God.
Right now you in the house of God. So God is the judge. So that's good y'all took y'all hats off. Watch what God say. Give me Luke 15:10. Because y'all taking y'all hats off, right? Y'all might think that's a small thing. But that's a law. Okay. Okay, let me ask you this. Do you shave every day?
There you go.
Okay, watch this. Because remember, you blocking him. You shave too, huh? Because remember, sin is breaking God's what? Law. Sin is breaking God's law. Is the laws done away with? No. So we got to keep the law. With the faith of Jesus Christ, the black Messiah. Not this guy. That's not Jesus. You know that, right?
That guy's made up.
This guy made up, right? This is a drawing that we drew, right, to depict the description in the Bible in Revelations 1 and 14.
Olive skin color and woolly hair, bro.
What color? It's many colors of olives.
I know, bro. Olive skin and woolly hair.
It's green olives, it's red olives, it's black olives. Which one?
I know my black.
Which one? Which olive? Green, red, or black? Black olive. Okay, all praise.
Right.
The black olive, right? So let's see. We don't know how God lives. Okay, what you got? Luke 15, I want to get this for y'all taking off your hat because that shows a sign of humility. So let's see what happens. Read.
Luke chapter 15 and verse 10. Likewise, I say unto you, there is joy in the presence of the angels.
Where are the angels at? In heaven. The Bible says there's joy in the presence of the angels. Read.
There is joy in the presence of the angels of God over one sinner.
What's a sinner? A person who breaks God's. Over one sinner
that repented,
that stopped breaking God's law. So it's joy in heaven for y'all just taking off your hat and hearing the scriptures right now. Like he said, it's angels in heaven and you looking at the angels of men right here. And we having joy. I'm going to get to your point because you said, what you say? You said, we can't see God. How do we know what God the Father looked like? Give me that in Daniel. It's called faith. It is called faith. But the Bible also gives us some clues of what God looks like. Because the book, exactly. Because remember, Christ said, if you've seen me, you have seen my Father. So let's see what God looked like. Read.
Daniel chapter 7 and verse 9. I beheld till the thrones were cast down.
So Daniel in a vision, he's seen all the kingdoms of the earth destroyed. Read.
And the Ancient of Days did sit.
So the Ancient of Days, the one before days, he sat down. In order to sit down, you have to have a what? Besides a chair, you have to have what to go in the chair? An ass. And your ass is on your what? On your back is part of your what? Your body. Right? So God got a body. He sat down. Read.
Whose garment was white as snow.
So in order to have clothes on, you have to have a body. Read.
And the hair of his head.
Now the hair, touch your head. Everybody touch your head. Why you didn't touch your face? You see that? The hair on his head. Read.
And the hair of his head like pure wool.
What?
Pure wool.
Like what?
Pure wool.
Who got wool hair? We don't know who got wool. Who got hair like sheep? What does sheep fur look like? Afro. Can somebody give him a picture real quick? Somebody get an Alistair Fry. Can you give him a picture of a sheep real quick? So God got hair like sheep. So if he got hair like wool, give me Revelations 1 and 14. Let's see what it looks like. Let's see what his son looked like because we are the splitting image of our fathers, right?
Speak very, very well. But that's the wisdom, man, that's the wisdom of this world. Paul and Roland. Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
If we know our fathers, we can say we look. That's your son, right? That's you, your daddy boy. Right? Huh? We look better than our dad, but we still resemble him, right? Give me Revelation 1 and 14.
Revelation chapter 1 and verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
So wool is a texture. He said Christ's hair was white like wool. White and woolly. How white though?
As white as snow.
Now it's fully gray. Read.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
Read.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
What color is his feet?
Like unto fine brass.
What color is brass? This is brass. This is brass. You see that? This is brass right here. His feet like in the color of brass. Read.
And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace.
Hey, what's his name? He speak English?
Yep.
What's your name?
Jordan.
Jordan.
Yeah. Jordan.
And if you burn something, what color does it turn?
Red.
It turns red. If you
No,
burn
it turns black.
it turns black, right?
Yeah,
So let's go back. So we reading about the description of Christ, right? Like if I got robbed and the police came to me, they're gonna ask me what of the person?
What color is he?
They're gonna ask what color, what he got on, right? How height. So I gotta give them a description. And they're gonna write it down and they're gonna go look for the person in the earth. God wrote down a description of what Christ looks like when he was on the earth. So now it's up to us to look to see what Christ looked like. The world said this is what Christ looked like, right? And we're saying, right, we're depicting what the Bible said of Christ looked like. Over here, read that, Revelations 1:1.
Revelation chapter 1 and verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ.
The revelations mean to reveal, Jordan, to reveal. The revelation, the revealing of Jesus Christ.
Verse 14. The revelation of Jesus Christ, which God gave unto him to show.
To what?
To show.
To what?
To show unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass. And he sent and signified it by his angel unto his servant John.
So John the Revelator wrote the book of Revelation. So he's seen the things that God showed him, and he did what?
To pass. Verse 2. Who bear record of the word of God and of the testimony of Jesus Christ and of all things that he saw.
All the things that he what?
That he saw.
Read.
Blessed is he that readeth.
So all the things that he saw, John the Revelator wrote it down. So let's see what John the Revelator seen, verse 14.
Verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
So Christ had white woolly hair. You know what texture wool is? Like sheep. You been around sheep? What people on earth got hair like sheep? African American. And somewhere down y'all line, one of y'all uncles is dark as me with thick hair. We the same people, right? So Christ had hair thick like sheep, read.
As white as snow.
As fully white, read.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire. And his feet like unto fine brass.
What color is brass? What color is brass? Like brown. Like brown. So his feet, right? Because back then they wore sandals. My feet is brown, rest of my body is brown, right? My face might be a little bit darker than my feet because we wear socks. But just imagine if you walked around all day with no socks on and your face and your feet in the sun at the same time. They'd be the same color, right? So Christ's feet was like fine brass.
As if they burned.
As if they what?
As if they burned.
Remember, you said if you burn anything, what color it turns? It turns dark, but it turns black. His feet were so black as if they what?
As if they burned in a furnace. Read. And his voice as the sound of many waters.
Now his voice is the sound of many waters. He's a dark-skinned man with hair like sheep, and he got eyes red. Give me that in Genesis. His eyes is red, right? Why is his eyes red? Is he shooting beams out his eyes? Why? He worried about too much? This is why. Watch what the Bible says.
Genesis chapter 49 and verse 12. His eyes shall be red with wine.
His eyes should be red with wine because he drank wine in moderation. So when we drink wine, the whites of our eyes get red. So he's a dark-skinned man with woolly hair, with eyes red as wine, and he got a loud voice. Does that sound like white people? No, that don't sound like no white person. That sounds like your uncle somewhere down the line who got mad and he's yelling at you. So who is this man? 2 Corinthians 11 and 4. Who is this man? Y'all know who this is? Who they say this is? They say that's Jesus Christ, but the Bible says he looks like what? He looked like he was black. If Christ was walking around today, they'll call him a pinche negro. That's what they'll call him. You see what I'm saying? That's what they'll call him. But y'all understand that we are the children of Israel. The blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we are the same people. We've been through the same thing, right? Why did we lose our nationality?
Like God gave us a different skin color so we can see how we go treat each other like as person. You know what I mean? Like you can be like dark and that can be like this color, but we all the same. We all want the same thing. You know what I mean?
So are we the same as white people?
No, we're not. Because it depends your personality.
My personality. Do our bloodline is the 12 tribes of Israel the same as the white people?
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation